We are live. Sometimes we get a countdown, sometimes we don't.
I was like, geez, it's taking a long time today. What's going on? My cheeks hurt. No, I'm just kidding. How are you guys? Good morning, good afternoon, evening, wherever you are watching from. Let us know in the comments because we are homeschooling moms and we love to know, where people are. Yeah. Hi, Jen.
Hi, good morning.
I
And
can't
I'm
believe
so
it's
happy that actually the fog has lifted because yesterday I was looking outside and I said to my husband, I was like, we look like we live in the bayou or something. Like you couldn't even see the trees in the yard.
I know we had to go out last night and that we have a huge 214 build. It's the tallest building in Grand Prairie in the middle of the city and we drove by and you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Like driving by it, you could barely make out the details. It was, that
Yeah.
movie The Mist. I always
Yeah.
think of that movie. And like and these bugs that are going to come out of the sky. Like I don't know. So anyways, it's a big joke between my kids and I. We love it, but I was quite sad because the fog lifted for you and you got some amazing, amazing pictures and a show of the northern lights last night. I
Mhm.
haven't seen them in so long. It was cloudy or whatever. And then last night it was
Mhm.
foggy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need people to start calling me and being like, Charlene, drive out of town. 'Cause we totally missed it. It was so foggy here, but that's okay.
Yeah. It was a perfect ending actually to the day because I didn't even, well, I had such a headache from the night before. I had a headache, and yesterday all day I had just like it was really bad. So I was just relaxing and taking it easy. And then all of a sudden I had a couple people message me, and then I looked on my news feed and everybody's sharing all these pictures. So I was like, well, I'm going to go outside on my patio. And I went outside and the sky's just lighting up
Uh,
and they're just dancing. And I mean, I tried to take a video, but that didn't work. It was just pitch black. So
yeah.
I turned on my night mode on my camera and took some photos, and oh my goodness, I posted them on my personal. Maybe I'll share a few on my business page later. But
Yeah.
hello,
Maybe
everybody.
I'll.
Welcome to a Monday morning. It is absolutely amazing to start another new week with Charlene. I miss her
Oh my
face, and
goodness.
I'm so
I
happy to do this.
I love that we start our weeks like this. It's a huge highlight for me. Mondays are super busy for us, and this is the best start.
Yeah.
I'm really excited because my gosh, we've been going for a few weeks and we're getting closer to like I can't believe it's November already. And yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, blessings right back at you. Good morning.
Yes. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let us know where you're tuning in from so we can give you a shout out. We are coming live from northern Alberta, and
Mhm.
it is right around the, I don't know, I'd say 0 to +5 degrees here. So it's been nice and mild, but not too cold yet. Oh,
Oh,
Toronto, we have
Toronto.
another Canadian in the house. Shout
Yeah.
out to the Canadians.
We are very lucky. We don't have it is absolutely almost unheard of, but it is November 6th and we don't have any snow. And there's none in the forecast for the next week. So, phew.
Well, we drove home the other day, and my son said to me, "Mom, why are we the only people that have snow in our yard?"
It's in the shade still.
It is, because our place is like just on the south side of the main road, and then we have trees all
Mm.
around us. So we are, yeah. Even down the hill, looking into the valley, there was no snow in the fields, but we had snow. So it stays with us like at the beginning of the year. It doesn't really melt. So right now we still have snow in our yard, and then we are the last ones really to have it melt in our area
Yeah.
out here just because of the shade and the trees and stuff. But yes.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
we have a French speaker here. My
I
husband is
don't
French.
know. I don't know much French, but I do know
Hello.
bonjour
Thank
and
you.
yeah. Comment ça va?
I can
I
read and
remember
speak
that
a
from
little bit, but not too much.
yeah. I remember like comment ça va from French class and uh oh goodness, I don't remember a lot. I try to teach my kids, but anyways.
It
So
was quite interesting.
today
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Jennifer.
No, I was gonna say it was quite interesting, as a homeschooling mom teaching my son French when my husband is the one who actually grew up in a, pure French home. He went to school, complete French, um, but I'm the English speaking parent and teaching our son French. It was interesting. If there was only a
Yeah,
fly on the
my
wall with
kids,
a recorder.
yeah. My kids asked me how to do like their numbers the other day. So I remember how to count in French. I was like,
Good
go
job, mama.
me.
Good job.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, anyways. Well, I'm super
Awesome.
excited to be here with you all today. And we are here today to discuss our why we wanted more in life, why we wanted more from something online, why we started looking online, why we're still here,
Mhm.
why. It's kind of the beginning of our
Yeah.
story in the online
Mhm.
space.
And so rather than doing an introduction at the beginning like we always do, we'll just mold that right into, sharing our why because it is a part of our big why, right?
Yeah, like how late do you have to stay up to see the northern lights here? Very late. But do you have to set an alarm clock the next day?
Nope.
Nope. Aw, yeah.
I let my body just be my natural alarm clock unless I actually absolutely have to get up for something. But other than that, I just roll with it. I let my body tell me when I'm
I could
tired
s-
and I let my body tell me when it's time to get up.
I could stay in bed all day. I like the big comfy quilts and like pie. I have like 7 pillows on my bed
Yeah.
just for me.
Yeah.
I would stay there forever. If it wasn't for this, I'd probably still be in bed, you guys. Oh, I have to get up for Jennifer today.
Well, thank you. I
Uh,
feel special. No, minus
I
all your children at home, but you're getting up for me. Thanks.
I left my pillows for you.
Well, thank you.
Oh,
I feel
you're
special.
welcome. Yeah, you
Yeah.
should.
My husband woke me up this morning early. He was getting ready to head out the door, and so I've been up since probably 5:30.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That's
get to
okay.
sleep in
I
now.
got all that done.
Yeah. Wow. So
Well,
Jennifer,
what?
why why did you start looking online?
Why did I start working online? Well,
Yeah, like
let's dive into it.
what was like the yeah, what was the pinpoint that where you were like something needs to change?
So for me, my journey started 7 years ago in the summer of 2017. And my husband and I are like, there has to be a way that we can work online and, find something that we can do from home and what have you. At that point in time, I was working in sales and I was out of the home a lot. Uh, we had, we have a blended family. We have 2 adult children and we have a school age son. Our son was in school at that time, and so my days were a little free. So I would do a lot of my sales calls during the daytime when he was in school, but a lot of times it worked out where I couldn't do my sales calls during that time because people were at work, so I had to do them evenings and weekends. So a lot of times my son would actually come to work with me, just so I didn't have to pay for childcare. So that was a bonus. I did appreciate that. But what happened was, in the fall of 2017, my sister passed away suddenly, and our family doubled overnight. Her 4 children came into our home, they lived with us, and I had to pivot really fast. I had to find something where I could be at home and be present and not be out of the home for long periods of time. And so a few months later, so we were praying for a way to be able to work from home, and whatever opportunity presented itself, we were open to looking at. And a few months later, it was the spring of 2018, which so it was February. Um, I seen I seen a story coming across my news feed, and I resonated with that story. It was a lady, and she had a blended family as well. And same thing, like they just wanted to find something more, because what they were doing was not meeting their needs financially, for their time, for their family. They wanted more out of life, and they were stuck because they were committed to their 9 to 5, right? They didn't have that flexibility, that time freedom, and so they felt like they were lacking. And we were feeling a lot of those similar same feelings. But what really, really was the pivot was I needed to find something that I could help financially, still contribute to our household, but I had to be home because of the current situation that was going on in our home and at that time. So that's really where that desire to find something to work online started from, and then has just blossomed from there. Yeah.
It's crazy how certain events in our life can make such a big,
Shift.
like can just, yeah, a big shift, a huge
Yeah.
180, right?
Yeah.
There was a lot of reasons why, well, not necessarily that we were looking for something online,
Mhm.
but was definitely looking for something that was more convenient for our family.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing was we had lost a lot of people. I lost my grandma. She was my rock.
Mhm.
We lost my father-in-law, and he was pretty young. We've lost a lot of people young,
Yeah.
and a lot of people that were really close to us. And I always wished I had more time. And I
Yeah.
always regretted something about their loss. And I didn't want that for my kids.
Yeah.
I was working out of the home. We were struggling huge for a couple of years, from 2016 to probably 2018. It was the hardest. My husband and I have been together for, I'm going to get this wrong, 21 years. And hopefully he's not watching. Divorced again this week. Um, but we were together for 21 years and always felt like there was never enough time. We always felt like there was never enough at the end of the day to do the extras with our kids or for each other. And from
Mhm.
2016 to 2018, we almost lost our home, and he was working and living away for 2 years, and like it's just like this big huge snowball effect of life
Yeah.
constantly throwing stuff our way,
Yeah.
and something had to change. And
Yeah.
I don't know why it took so long, but I don't know. I just hit a point where I have to do something, because I mean, our family was broken,
Yeah.
and it just did not seem, whatever we did, and no matter how hard we worked, we couldn't get out of that constant cycle of
Yeah.
struggle or just barely making it, right? I
Yeah.
mean, we were both working, we both had good jobs, we
Mhm.
would make it. But at the end of the day, we couldn't take these odd road trips. We couldn't
Yeah.
homeschool the kids. We couldn't,
Yeah.
and yeah, that was hard. I really wanted to be a yes mom to the kids. Yep, I'm home. Yep, we can do this. Yep, we can do that. And
Mhm.
I wanted to stop saying, even like it was at the grocery store, you go and, Mom, can I get a treat? No,
Mhm.
because I budgeted for,
Yeah.
$100 in groceries and $100, and one doesn't work.
Yeah.
Just so many reasons, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And I never ever thought of anything online ever
Mhm.
in my life. I didn't actually, think that I could do anything online. I didn't think I was capable of it. So
Mhm.
I don't know what brought me to the online space. I was just kind of following friends of ours
Yeah.
who had become online business owners. But for some reason, just one day, I was just like, I've had enough, and something
Yeah.
has to, that was
Well,
it.
and I don't think that you're alone in that feeling of, wanting to have, I mean, time, it can it can be gone in an instant. And I think every person out there can resonate with that at on some degree, some level. you know we've all had those relationships that one moment you're speaking to that person and the next minute they're gone, and time is so precious and we never know when it's going to end. So to make those moments count, like, as Charlene was saying, she had a lot of people really young pass away. And, same thing with myself. I watched my dad while I was growing up, same thing. He worked and worked and worked. He was always away from home, out of the home working, providing for our family. And he was constantly striving to save for retirement. But he passed away 1 month before he turned 50. And so he never even reached retirement, and same, with my sister, with my daughter's dad. Like they were all young, like younger than 50 years old. So you just never know, and you need to make every second count. So that is another driving factor for myself is when my sister passed away unexpectedly, she went away on a holiday, living her best life. She never came home, and that moment, yes, I became a widow at 18 years old. I was young, I was, naive. There was a whole lot of other things going on. So I wasn't really thinking about that then.
Yeah.
But it really, really hit me when my sister passed away. She was 34 years old and she had 4 children, and in an instant she was gone, not to her own doing at the hands of someone else, but at the same time, it just all shifted. And then I sat there and I was like, what if that was me? What would my family be going through? My
Right?
children, my grandchildren.
Yeah.
Would I have done enough to get them to the point in life where, they have those memories with me rather than me sitting there thinking back, oh, well, the memories I have of my dad is he was always gone.
Yeah.
Yes, I have memories. We went camping, we did little things like that. But the majority of my memory was he was away from the home,
Yeah,
and
it's funny how
yeah.
it just I don't know. I mean, we had so much going wrong, so
Mhm.
much constantly against
Yeah.
us. And I
Yeah.
don't know, I can't pinpoint the moment where I was actually like, I'm done.
Yeah.
But I look back and I think, why did I wait so long
Mhm.
to do something about it?
Yeah.
Why did I wait so long to stop that stupid vicious circle of
Yeah.
constantly surviving rather than thriving? And,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. My husband, working in the trucking industry for 20 plus years and having our son, small and stuff like that, like he would never our son actually slept with us because that was the time he got to spend with his dad, because he would come home late in the evening, he would have supper, we would have a little bit of time to unwind, and then he would go to bed and start the day all over again. So our son slept with us for years because that was the time that he got to spend with his dad. And that's actually really sad. And my husband even said to me yesterday, he's like, when he was little, I missed so much time with him. And I said, but
Mhm.
pivot and think about, I have the time. Right now I still have time. I'm here. I can create those memories and do those things. So just be in the moment and give it all you got and not, dwell on that, because we did change things. We changed the course of our story because that desire for change was so strong. What was going on? We were like that hamster running on the wheel, never getting ahead.
Yeah.
He worked in an industry where when it was nice out, he worked. He worked long, long, long hours. But then sometimes he would sit for a month, 2, 3, 4 months. So everything we saved up for that period of time was then depleted, and we'd have to start the cycle all over again. We were never getting ahead.
It's ugh, vicious
Yeah,
cycle.
it is.
Um,
And so
and
many people go through that, and it doesn't have to be that way.
I know my husband, one of the big things that sits with me is that my husband is the same age now. When I was working as an assistant manager and an interim manager for a retail company, um, my manager found out that her husband had cancer.
Mhm.
And within 3 weeks, he was gone. And my
Mhm.
husband is the same age now as this gentleman was when he
Yeah.
passed. And I remember very vividly the conversation in our office when her and I sat down, and because we were pretty close at the time, and she said he just regrets not being there for the kids more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why
And
do we live in a world where work has to come first?
right. And
You
what we're
know?
doing every single day is still working, but we're just present in the
Yeah.
home, and we can set our own hours.
Yeah. And there's a lot of it that's automated. When you first start doing what we've been doing online, you have to build a foundation. You have to set things
Mhm.
up. You've got to work closely with your mentors and coaches and get things
Yeah.
going. And it's a learning process as with
Mhm.
anything new, whether it's a
Yeah.
hobby or a job or a whatever.
Yeah.
But once you actually get it going, I
Yeah.
mean, I could spend an hour, I can spend depending on the day. Sometimes I'm like, "Ooh, it's raining out. Let's make a bunch of videos and create a bunch of
Yeah.
content and do all this," and I can spend hours.
Yeah.
Um, but then on the days that the sun is shining and the kids have activities and stuff, I can spend an hour in the morning and I'm done. I can spend 5
Yeah.
minutes and I'm done.
Yeah.
Whereas I used to go to work in insurance and I would bust my butt all day
Yeah.
only to have to bring work home with me at night and then bust my butt at home for
Yeah.
hours upon hours upon hours.
Yeah.
So everything took away from our family life and our family dynamic. And this has really contributed to it. And it's allowed me to have that flexibility to be a mom
Yeah.
and to do both, right? To be a
Yeah.
mom, to contribute financially, to be present, to do all the things, to volunteer. I actually get to do the things that allow me to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, and even to be able to stay at home and not have to travel. Like when I was in my sales position, I had to commute. And sometimes I was commuting, up to 2 to 3 hours, sometimes up to 4 to 6 hours going to different places as my sales position, and then it was the time on top of that to do my presentation, show the product and do the presentation, you know. And I mean, I met a lot of amazing people and great connections and stuff like that. I got to see some really cool places, but at the
Mhm.
end of the day, it was still time being taken away from, my family and stuff like that. And being able to find an opportunity like this, I just prayed about it and it came to me. I wasn't actively, looking online, searching up, the best work from home, yada yada. I prayed
I
about
was.
it. I prayed about it and it showed up,
Yeah.
And
I was
sometimes
always.
that's the little the little
Mhm.
pieces that we miss is it's
Yeah.
right there in front of us and it
Yeah.
takes us a while to oh yeah, I seen that, oh yeah, I seen that again, oh that's really interesting, okay,
I
well this is
know.
the third or fourth or 10th time I've seen this particular thing. Okay, what you got my attention now.
Mm. I was always Googling stay-at-home jobs, work from home jobs, work from home, blah, blah, blah. I was constantly, I mean, I have tried, all of those stay-at-home, I like not all of them, but quite a few of those stay-at-home businesses. You got to do trade shows, you got to keep inventory, you've got to have a customer base and build on that, blah, blah, blah. It was exhausting. And I can't take my kids and go and do, 100 trade shows a year. I just wasn't
Yeah.
willing to do that because I just didn't want to. And we have so many kids. I can't keep stock on hand. I've got to keep kids on hand.
And you
But
lose those relationships from your family and friends because you're
yeah,
constantly hounding them.
yeah, and that's not me. I'm not. I can
Yeah.
sell. I can sell things. I've done it in the past. I've been in positions where I've had to do that, and I can do it, and I can do it well. But I
Yeah.
don't want to.
Yeah.
I am not that person that's going to follow you around the store. Can I help you? Can I help you yet? Can I help you yet? Do you need help yet? Do you need help? Do you need help? That's not me. I want you to come to me when you're ready,
Yeah.
right? But for you to know that I'm there.
Yeah.
And that's what this has allowed me to do. And I get to be the version of myself that I like and that I'm proud of.
Yeah.
But I was Googling constantly, earn extra income,
Yeah.
how to make money, working from home, all those things. And
Mhm.
nothing came of it
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Every single thing that I tried did not work. And I've now been here in this online community for 4.5 years.
Yeah.
And it's just been an incredible journey. And
Mhm.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here for the rest of my life
Yeah.
because it's changed my life. It's changed my relationship in my family.
Yeah.
It's changed my kids and their outlook on life. I
Yeah.
mean, I've never, I don't know. It's hard to I love it.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm speechless. I just don't even know how to, because you can't describe it until you get here. So my why when I started this business was because I wanted money. Like I really wanted money, but when I joined this community, I
Mhm.
realized there was so much more to my why than I had ever imagined.
The value is actually priceless.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think about that too, and I'm, approaching actually 6 years, yeah, in the spring, March of 2016, 20. Oh my goodness. In March of 2024, it will be 6 years since I
Mhm.
have been a part of this community. And at the beginning, this community was my rock. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? They provided so much to me that they didn't even know because of what I was going through personally, right? And so that value in itself was, I can't put a price tag on that. I mean, I spent a lot of money with my psychologist over the years, and the value that I got it, I think, you know, for out of the community is equal, is just as equal,
You
you
could
know.
you could just start paying me to be your therapist. I'm just kidding. I love our little gab sessions though, I'm not gonna
Well,
lie.
that's why we do this. This is part of my
Yeah.
therapy because
This
it helps me to share my passion that I have about what I do and being able to connect with other women and teach them all the things.
um,
Like that's as simple as it is just learning and earning and growing in between.
yeah, in every way possible,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, I love
It's
it.
amazing. It's been simply amazing. And you know, from day 1, I was never skeptical. I was always curious and hungry for more. But has it been easy? No. Has it taken me to really high highs and really low lows? Of course it has. But anything in life has. You
Yeah.
know, it really has. And I'm being completely honest and transparent here.
Mhm.
It's not gravy. It's not smooth sailing. There's peaks and there's valleys like anything in life. But you find your people, you connect with like-minded people, and you still show up on your own time, you show up daily. Everything is provided. The only variable in, how fast, how far you go is yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that has
I
been the most rewarding rewarding part of this business, this community, these relationships that I've developed over the years, is it's really got me to hone in on myself
yeah, I agree
and do
110%.
the
The Yeah.
hard deep work.
Yeah. The
But I'm
journey within myself is probably the hardest part of what I've been through in this in this chapter, but it's definitely been the
You
best.
want to
But
go for a ride, you become an entrepreneur and work online.
yeah, right? There are so
That'll
many
take you
things
for a
I know
ride.
about myself now that I did not know about myself before. And the fact that I did this and I'm here still 4.5 years later, and that I'm teaching people to do the same thing and use the same systems has taught me so much about myself. And
Yeah.
again, it goes back to like my why was always for my kids, it was for time, it was
Yeah.
for money. But when I look back at it, I wanted something more for myself too. And I
Yeah.
wanted to learn and be myself, and I wanted to grow within myself.
Yeah.
I just never knew it.
Yeah.
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 Oh, it's
Exactly.
been
And
crazy.
yeah, it's just an incredible journey, and I mean, I can talk for hours and hours and hours
Yeah.
upon that, but that's what happens after you click the learn more button. We get to sit down and have a chat, and you get to know all about us
Yeah, no doubt. And we get
other
to know
than
about
on our
you.
pages.
But you know what? I love doing our lives, because who you see here is who
Yeah.
you get in real life. Like, this is
Yeah.
us. Um and I
Mm.
I always try to tell people, like, when I tell you that I'm here to help you on your journey,
Yeah.
this is me.
Yeah.
I'm not here to showboat. I'm not here to, be somebody I'm not. Jennifer
Yeah.
is Jennifer. She's exactly who she is in real life as she is on the screen. And um, these are the people that get to be a part of your story when you are ready, to hit that learn more button, like we were just a
And then
few
when you
short years
develop a
ago.
friendship and then when you develop a friendship like Charlene and I have, you really get to see the quirky sides.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh my goodness, do we have laughs.
Oh,
Yeah, we
man.
have laughs online and offline, and it is amazing. And we have developed such a incredible group of people, women in our little community, and it's only growing over the years. Like it literally started with Charlene and I 3 summers ago, and now we're at like 5 ladies that hang out and we meet up for coffee, and that's just in our little community right here
Yeah, that's
in our
just in our
local area.
local area.
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't even pertain to like the Zooms we have with
Yeah,
people, the
exactly.
meetups we go to.
Yeah.
If you follow our pages, some of you might have seen our big convention in August, which was huge, and it
Yeah.
was just so much fun. And you
Yeah.
just feel like you know everybody, because you do, because they're exactly who they are offline as they portray online. I mean, we get really lucky.
Well, it's actually really amazing to witness and be a part of when you develop such personal relationships with someone online. And then when you sit down and you meet them in person for the first time, and that connection is just the same. There's no fluff, there's no anything else. It's just the same. Like that's
It's
just
like
beautiful.
It's like that friend that you haven't talked to in like 2 years, but you pick up the phone and it's
Yeah.
exactly where you left off 2 years ago.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I value that so much.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. So,
wow.
next week, I think you guys are gonna get to dive a little deeper in with us and get to see what it's like after you click the learn more button. But if you want to
Mm.
know where the learn more button is, if you go to my page, Jennifer and Co, in the little section, you'll see my website. And if you go to Charlene's page, the LeBruck family, you'll see her website on her page where you can click and learn a little bit more about us and click that learn more button. We'll send you a little
Yes.
bit of information personally.
And you win the lottery when you click that learn more button, because you get to spend more time with Jennifer and I.
Wink, wink.
Anyways,
That's awesome.
thank you guys for joining us, and I'm super excited. We have a little plan for our series for the next few weeks, and you're going to
Yeah,
get to know kind of more about us personally.
yeah,
So I'm excited to share.
yeah,
And when one chapter ends, another one begins, and
yeah,
you're going to hear all about it. So we'll see you next week. Have a
yeah.
wonderful week, you guys.
Same time, same place. See you next Monday at 10:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time.